Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Jozzy, the Video Store Sasquatch here, and we are doing another horror movie night in the cave movie review. We have two for you tonight. Grafted, directed by Sasha Rainbow, starring Eden Hart as Eve slash Wei, Jess Hong as Angela slash Wei, and Jared Turner as Paul, and Mark McIntosh as John. A bright but social awkward exchange student takes her craving for popularity to horrifying heights. Um, this movie was a body horror movie. Starting to slowly become my favorite genre, or at least the last couple of body horror movies I've seen, like with Substance and Revenge, and a couple other ones like Veronica and stuff like this. They're all good. Um, this one is wild. Definitely French, English, Japanese, somewhere around there. Not American, but they kind of try and play it off as like the girl is an exchange student to America, but really she's an exchange student to Europe somewhere, probably England, my best bet. But I don't know. I believe I read this was Sasha Rainbow's first directorial debut here with this genre. The story, it was good. Um, the music behind it is actually kind of like, at first it was like, well, this is kind of lame techno stuff, kind of like synthesizers, but it kind of plays well throughout the whole movie, to be honest with you, and surprisingly it works at times. A lot of this movie works that it shouldn't work. Again, with these body horror movies and these horror movies, especially from France and other like European countries, like they're more towards the shock and the look away and the disgust than it is really to be scared or trembling and stuff like this. So it's trying to evoke a different emotion out of you. And in saying that, this movie does a very good job in evoking that different emotion from you, because there is a lot of different times where the scenes are beyond what you would normally see with horror movies, with skin being ripped off and replaced. And another thing that they like to use, especially with like Asian food and foreign food, where they can get the shrimp and the noodles and the stuff where it kind of just looks disgusting as is. They make sure that they get bulks of people eating that and stuff like that. Let's say, like I said, it's very cringeworthy stuff in a lot of this movie, but it's still so worth it. For a body horror movie, I gotta give it an A-. For overall, probably a C+. I don't think that a normal person who doesn't know much about what they're getting into with body horror or not into body horror are gonna like this movie. But if you are into body horror, you're gonna love this movie. So that is a little disclaimer there. It's not slow paced. It actually is perfectly paced. It's about an hour and 40 minutes, which is perfectly right where you want to be at for a movie. We get the exact kind of timing and pacing with everything that would come along with the hour and a half kind of runtime, which is perfect. The big thing about this movie too is the story is on point here. This is a great story because it's simple. Everyone can understand it. The girl gets jealous from either not looking as good or wanting to look better than she does look, and she tries to take place or take the spot of these people that she's harming in this movie and killing in this movie. And in the end, it kind of all kind of plays around with each other, just like most of the body horror movies ends with a very big, huge, spectacular ending, which is awesome. A great ending. Um, yeah, so I definitely would check this out. This is on Shudder. The note I have here for the big note I have here is Shudder on Prime since 2025. If you look at it on IMDb on 2024, I'm sure that's because 2024 might have been the original country date of publishment, and of course we have these award shows that these movies go to. So sometimes they get picked up from these award shows. So I think that's another deferring case over the IMDb. So technically, I'm gonna go with this is a 2025 movie. So this is our first 2025 streaming horror movie of the year. We did a couple. We did one movie already, or two movies technically, because Virus is technically horror from the theaters. So this will be our third horror movie of the year, and it was a very good horror movie. Like I said, just great grades, everything like that. This so I was Grafted, directed by Sasha Rainbow, and now the second one I have. I don't want to confuse you guys here. We did the Exorcism. That was our worst movie of the year with Russell Crowe. This is the Pope's Exorcist, directed by Julius Avery, starring Russell Crowe as Father Gabriel Amorth, Daniel Zavada as Father Escobar, Alexandra Usso as Angela, and Laurel Marsden as Amy. In 1987, Gabriel Amorth, the Vatican's leading exorcist, investigates the demonic possession of an American boy in Spain and discovers the secret the Vatican has tried to keep buried for centuries. So the big thing I want to say this is 2023, so it's 2 years ago. 2024 movie come out, Russell Crowe, Exorcism. 2 years in a row, Russell Crowe's in a movie with an Exorcist title, with an Exorcist theme. Honestly, this is the better one of the two. Not gonna lie to that, but don't mistake that for as this is a good movie. This is another total failure coming from Russell Crowe here, from a lot of people involved with this movie. It's just a lot of mistakes, like simple mistakes that they make with these movies, and a lot of like just the biggest part of it is the slow burn part of it. Is instead of like maybe taking 20 minutes to show us what they need to show us, they take like hour and 20 minutes. So in that hour and 20 minutes, yeah, I mean, they pretty much lost you because they're explaining all this religious stuff to you. They're explaining all this stuff of why this guy isn't going to be doing Exorcist, why all this happens. So he just kind of ruins everything. Russell Crowe is very bland in this. Again, you can't blame Russell Crowe. I mean, I don't know what he like chose with these two movies. I don't know how he got involved with these two movies. It's kind of weird. Just especially the timing with his back to back years, and they're both the same like movie pretty much, except one's like more meta. This one more like on it, more special effects in this one. This one's, like I said, better of the two. I give it F, just like the other one, but like the other one, I gave like a total F. This one, I'd be like, man, you could almost nail it down to a D minus. Uh, that that isn't saying much better. I think that with these exorcism movies, they're not very, none of them are very good. But the problem with these two movies, especially, is that we had just recently come out with Apartment 7A, The Last Omen, or The First Omen. I'm sorry, not The Last Omen, The First Omen, and then Immaculate, and a couple other like good, pretty good religious horror themed movies with the same kind of themes and spiritualities and stuff like this that this movie covers. And then those movies are so good. Hereditary would be another one. Um, the one where they're in the woods, stuff like that with Florence Pugh is another one. So like but it's also elevated horror because a lot of these are A24 titles that we're talking about as well. And what people think is that they can kind of, if not copy, imitate what this A24 brand is doing. But the thing about the A24 brand is it's been doing this since the very beginning, and if you watch a lot of A24 movies, like everything's fine and normal until the ending, and the ending is always just kind of woof, just woof. And they people think that they can do these movies, and this is just a prime example of they just thought that they had more than what they had, and they thought that the big names that were going to be involved with this movie, like Russell Crowe, would like carry it, and it didn't. There's nothing like special or noteworthy about it. There's nothing to even like kind of stand out about it. So that's also why it's got a failing grade, and it's just unfortunate. This movie was 2 years ago, so if you guys have actually seen this movie and have a different opinion about it, and like would like to like tell me about it, please comment below. Anything, I'll read it. I'll come back to you. I'll let you know what I think. Another thing is the note I had as I looked up Laurel Marsden because I was like, oh, it's a possibility that her dad is, Mike Manson or Marsden, or does the name sound like familiar? No nepotism here. Just a normal rural from New Jersey. So interesting stuff here, though, guys. That was the Pope's Exorcist, directed by Julius Avery. Please like, subscribe. We'll be watching The Companion this weekend. So 3 straight horror movies, pretty much, if you count Flight Risk, which 50-50 if you do. Um, Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this movie. It looks different. I'm glad I got to see the second trailer, so I kind of understand a little bit more what's going into it. Although I think the first trailer was enough that when I would have watched the movie, I'd have liked the surprise more for the second one, but that's neither here nor there. So that is the movie for this week. Thank you guys very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and please have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment your top movie picks for Throwback Thursday in the comment section. And see you next time in the cave.